Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Montrose Matters. I'm Tonya Maddox. I'm the publisher of the Montrose Daily Press, and I am so excited to be your host today. I have to tell you, we have got an exciting show planned for you today. In studio, we have the Feelys. We have Beth and Eric from the Bridges and Remingtons. And I'll tell you something else, we're going to have a lot of fun today. But before I get into that, because I definitely want to welcome them, I will tell you this show would not be possible without the support of Elevate Fiber. Elevate Fiber, thank you so much for helping us bring and highlight all things Montrose and bring folks into the MDP studios. And if you like the set here, head down to Claremont or Furniture Connection. They really helped us put this set together. So without further ado, Eric, Beth, welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So it is Friday in Montrose, okay? Tell me, what do you do on a Friday?
I usually work at home and then go out for lunch in Montrose and have a glass of wine.
Eric, you let her have fun without you on a Friday?
That's her one day she gets to That's her non-work in the office day, so she gets to have a good time.
So I'm going to guess you don't head down to Remington's, because I would do that, right?
I love Remington's. But I eat there several times a week. So, yes.
But on your day off, you know, you probably get something to go, and then, did you know you have delivery? They deliver to your house every Friday.
I mean, it's a new thing I just realized.
Yeah, exactly. So, Beth, Eric, okay, most people probably know this. You two are happily married, and you're probably one of the most fun couples that I've been able to engage with over the past 10 months that I've been here. But you run a multifaceted business. People think of the Bridges, and it's just a golf course, but it's not.
No, it's a lot more than that, and a bigger operation than we were even used to before we came here. But it's a fun place to work. We love kind of the fact that it's multidimensional and a lot of different facets going on. It keeps us from getting bored for sure.
So what are the different facets? We have the golf course, Jack Nicklaus, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was actually the first Nicklaus Design. So Nicklaus Design is basically his team of architects that come in and design the club. It wasn't a Jack signature. So there's two differences, but it's great. They're continuing to do a lot of courses under the Nicklaus Design label, and it's a fabulous golf course.
Great. Is it the only one on the western slope?
It is, yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. So other than golfing a Nicklaus Design golf course, we have a fantastic restaurant in there that we joked about, Beth, I'm sorry, but Remington's, which is one of my favorites.
It's awesome. We have a new chef that came to us last spring, and she's just brought in a new spirit in the back of the house, and everybody's really happy. And so is the public and the members with her new menu. She's amazing.
Oh, good.
Lacey is a great person.
So, you know, when I first moved here, gosh, I still can't believe it's been 10 months now, I immediately assumed that the restaurant and the golf course was private, you know, that you had to be a member. But someone invited me to lunch there, and I asked, oh, so how long have you been a member? Oh, I'm not a member. It's just one of my favorite places that I like to have lunch at. And I thought, oh, that's fantastic. I didn't have to be a member, and I can enjoy lunch there, which doesn't mean I won't be a member, become a member.
Correct.
So, one day.
We've already talked about it.
Yes, we have. But do you think that most residents in Montrose now know that they can either eat in the restaurant or golf the course without being a member?
We've worked at that since reopening in 2011, trying to get rid of that misnomer that we're just private and get rid of the country club kind of idea. So we want them to know we're open to the general public and we welcome them, and that jeans are also welcome in our establishment. Some people don't know that.
So I can put on a blazer and some blue jeans and head down to Remington's and have a glass of wine and maybe an appetizer. Huh?
Yeah, that's one of the weird things about it is because you do have the membership in the public, and we give some perks to the members, so they get some advantages in the restaurant, which is why you're going to become a member. So, you know, we try to keep the members, we want to elevate the members, but it has taken some time. Beth's done a good job with the marketing of trying to get the word out that we are open to the public. We'll still hear it today, though. Oh, really? Or you're open, or we didn't, you know, so it's constant battle to keep getting people to know we're there. And we're not on Townsend, right? We're not on 50, so we need to continually work to get people to know we're there and that we're available to everybody.
Okay. So besides golf and the fabulous restaurant, you guys put on a great event series. What is that about? How did you get into concerts?
Well, I'll start that a little
Yeah.
bit, Beth could expand, but actually, kudos kind of goes to Jenny Sopsik, who's now in the hospital, but Jenny was the executive director of the chamber at the time when I was on the chamber board, and she came up with an idea to do a concert for the U.S. Bike Challenge that was coming through town.
Right.
Or well, I'm not saying it correctly, but anyway, she was going to do it maybe at an airport hangar and this and that. We got to talking, so why don't we do it on the driving range? And that was kind of the first concert. It was a weekday. It wasn't a huge turnout, but it was a really successful deal in terms of, wow, this could work.
Okay.
And then Jack Ludwig kind of partnered up with us the next year, so kudos to Jack at Stonehouse too for helping us get Nitty Gritty. We had some contacts with Nitty Gritty, and so did Jack, so that was our kind of able to afford to get a nice band in here and get it started. Now we're kind of rolling, and we've got great sponsors. We couldn't do any of this stuff without our sponsors, and someday we'll have a show where we can name them all, but you know, they've stuck with us and they know how much it's helped the charity, so it just kind of starts expanding, and it's a lot of work, but it's been good for the community, I think, as well as the bridges and the charities. So.
Right.
Well, and besides the concerts, there's other philanthropic events and so forth that you all hold at the bridges. It's January, so we just got out of December and Christmas is over, but you guys put on a pretty spectacular event for kids here during Christmas time. Beth, will you tell us about that?
Yes, it's wonderful. It's my favorite day of the year at the bridges. I actually get really warmed in my heart when we do this. So we have children from the elementary schools, underprivileged children that the principals and teachers pick for us. And so we host them for our luncheon every December. And so we have between 75 and 85 children come and have lunch with us. And all of our members take names off our angel tree. And general public also participates. And Target also likes to partner with us. They're awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, and so they all take names and they buy gifts for the children. And then after lunch, Santa comes to visit, and they all get to sit on Santa's lap and get their gifts. And it's just, I get choked up every year. I'm the photographer, so I'm behind the scenes taking pictures of all the kids, and it's just so heartwarming to see them so excited, and it's a wonderful event.
Yeah, it's a tearjerker.
So, Eric, do you play Santa?
No, we have a great friend, Sweet Carlson, who a lot of people know Cody Carlson's with My Country Beverage, and so his dad has been is our Santa, and he's done a great job. He looks like Santa, he acts like Santa, he talks to the kids. It's not a simple thing. He sits and listens to them, and they get to engage with him. They bring letters, and they, you know, and even afterwards, they want to go back and talk to him. And it's just a special day for all of us, and the members are great help, and they love it too, you know. And we expanded the food this year, which is even more food, and you know, you'd be surprised how much they want to eat.
I'm sure.
We let them go through the line as long as we can. And keep on our time schedule, but it's an awesome day, and I've told people forever the one story. I saw a kid come in a few years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, no shirt on, it was snowing out, it was cold, and one of his, we always ask for a want gift and a need gift, so he could say, I want Legos and I need a jacket, and he had asked for a coat, and he got this really cool coat, and so see him leave and get in the bus with a coat on a cold snowy day was pretty cool.
Oh, that is so nice.
It's neat.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I am going to ask the question that all of Montrose wants to know about these two.
Here in the heart of beautiful western Colorado, known for its unrivaled outdoor recreation, bountiful harvests, and unparalleled quality of life, changes are being made. Elevate Fiber is transforming the way we work, live, and play by creating exciting new opportunities for local families and businesses. Are you ready?
Welcome back to Montrose Matters. In studio today, we're talking with Beth and Eric Feely. Well, actually, they're picking on me, and you know, I wasn't the one doing all the talking. So, but there was a question that I know I wanted to know, and all of Montrose wants to know too. All right, who's the better golfer?
Oh. Well, once we factor in handicap, it's pretty tight. I generally could still be my wife, but have a good game. I give her 2 shots a hole, and we have a pretty good match.
Do you?
We'll play for drinks or dinner or something.
Okay.
It works out good.
Being married to a PGA guy, taking up golf, but he was my teacher too first. Before we were sweeties, he taught me how to golf at Redlands Mesa, and it was wonderful. And he stopped charging me for lessons, so I started baking him cookies.
Oh,
For
very nice.
That's a good player. If she played more, she'd be a really good golfer. Let's just get more time out on the practice.
I love it. Golf is fun.
Well, let's see. You're running a golf course, a major restaurant here in Montrose. You put on a series of events and philanthropic efforts. Let's see. What else do you do? How much time do you have for golf? Really?
Well, that's when she's off on Fridays. I try to play golf on Fridays.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so yeah, hopefully it works out. Not today though, because I'm with you.
And we are so lucky to have you both here. So tell me, what brought you to Montrose? That's what everyone wants to know as well.
Oh, it's an interesting deal, but we've always had an affinity for Montrose and the Bridges. Beth grew up, her family has a lot of history in Midway area, ranching history. And we'd come down and visit and like it, and there was a series, without getting into too much detail, there was a time when it was going through its turmoil, where different people approached me about the job, and it's just a nice project, and it was something that we liked. We always worked for independent owners before at Redlands, and then that dynamic changed, and so, we have a good owner. We're working for Lou Thompson in Arkansas, so that's, now we're partners with them on a small scale, so it's just kind of evolved into something. We've always loved Montrose and still do, so we want to be here forever, basically, right?
It's home. It's home to us. My ancestors settled in Uray County in 1882.
Really?
And so I was born in Montrose in 1960 when my parents were living on the family ranch there. So yeah, I've got deep roots in Uray and Montrose County. Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I found out when we talked about your business being multifaceted, you're both real estate agents.
We are, yeah. It's kind of funny, some people are like, geez, you guys doing enough stuff, but it just, Beth got her license at Redlands Mesa, and it was one of those things that just felt natural at some point for me to get my license, just because we didn't know how the new company there was going to be, and as it turned out, we came to another golf course community, which was good, and we've had good partners with Jamie Carver and Dennis Bailey, and we've got a pretty good deal going, and real estate's doing well.
It is, yeah. There's in 2017 we had 28 sales at the Bridges in cooperation with other brokers in town.
Right.
So it was really good to start seeing the momentum going up for us. So yeah, that's a positive.
It is. And economists tell us that by 2020, we will not be able to recognize Montrose. And we can already see it in real estate. I know I'm singing to the choir here to you two, but how do you feel about the direction Montrose is going?
Oh, it's good. I was just talking to Rick Crippen, our food and beverage manager, and he was listening to the local radio today. Do your competition? Not really. I was talking about the appeal of, and how well, I forget the number of building permits were issued in 17. I should know that number, but much higher, and everything is good. We have 6 homes under construction currently with more plans coming in, and we're expanding our design and review board this year to get a few more people on there to help kind of take the load off us and make sure we're more on top of things. So, I mean, we've had a good winter season of activity with people coming in wanting to talk about memberships and real estate, so that's encouraging for sure. So Montrose seems to be on a good path.
Are you seeing any influx from folks outside of Montrose? In what areas? Are they coming from, the flooded areas in Texas? Are you getting inquiries from, Denver area and so forth? Can you speak to
Both.
that? Okay.
Actually, Florida, after the hurricanes, we had a couple move to Montrose. They just packed up and said they were done. And I think the rec center, the new Montrose Rec Center is awesome. And I think it's drawing some people as well. And Montrose is growing. And it's still a bedroom community. It's small enough. It's just a lovely community. We love it here.
Yeah, we're seeing people from a lot of places. We had a couple real estate deals with people from Denver. There's that couple that's in their 50s, 60s that has a big home in Denver. The kids are out of the house. They're ready. They're semi-retired or retired. They're looking for something easier, less traffic, and lots of recreation. And we've had several of those people move in recently. And then Carlson's from Florida. There's another good example. But they're all over. Denver, I've got a guy I'm talking to now from Hawaii. And so he's ready to come to the city. So, you never know. It's definitely, Montrose is getting on the map. I think kudos to the city, too, for the their efforts and the OBT and the tourism pieces they're doing, that's helped. I think everybody's come together, and it's a team effort, I think, in the community.
That's really good to hear. You know, one of the other things that I found out about the Feelys and the Bridges and everything that they do and run is if I wanted to run away from home, because I do have a 4-year-old and a husband, I could rent a room at the Bridges. So you have hotel rooms? Tell us about that.
Beth can give the scoop on that.
We have actually 4 suites in the upper level of our clubhouse, and they become more and more popular. People that come in that have clients in Telluride, the pilots might stay at our suites,
Oh,
or
nice.
other people and our members can bring in family and stay there, and they're very nicely done, and so they're booked a lot these days, so you have to call far in advance to get one these days.
It's
so.
interesting how we always thought it'd be more golf people using them, and they're great for golfers. I mean, to get 4 couples in the suites, they can be on the big deck on Suite 3, have some wine after the round, and then come to Remington's for dinner. That's a great thing, but we've got a lot of businesses in town. They use it for their clients. You guys have used it, Poly One uses it. I mean, there's numerous places at the hospital. I mean, every time we've got nurses in there now, and there's all kind of people, so it's really more of a, it's allowed us not to have to advertise because we're booked quite often.
He didn't really mean that when he said he didn't have to advertise. I didn't.
Specifically to the suites, but everything else. But I mean, we kept thinking we would need to, and
Right.
it's just, we double it every year. And I mean, we're expanding into the general store, which people that are familiar with the Bridges know our little building to the side, and that should be complete this year with 2 to 3 more suites, because we need them. And it's been fun to see that grow.
So rumor has it that you won an award for being the best place to have a wedding. How is the wedding business going? And is it members or who's booking the Bridges, which is beautiful, by the way?
Lots of people. It's an interesting, it's a great place to have a wedding. I would say we do a majority first weddings.
Oh, okay.
We don't do a ton. We do some second and third weddings.
Yeah.
We do a lot of first weddings. But it's beautiful. The views are,
Mhm.
you know what they're like. So it's a great wedding spot to do the ceremony. And then, of course, we've got a nice facility with the banquet hall upstairs, and we can accommodate them without interrupting normal dinner service or members' events or anything. And I mean, you've been there on days where we can have a wedding and a golf tournament and another function going on at the same time. So it's a popular wedding spot for us. And, the club's going to ebb and flow. We hope to keep getting more members. We'll probably do some things less going forward and other things more. And, it's constantly changing. But we've got some revenue streams we've got to take advantage of what we can.
Exactly.
So.
Well, guess what? We are going to take a break, and then when we come back, I'm going to ask the other question. All right, Beth, we got him to stand. Do you think he will show us a golf stroke? Come on, Eric.
There's golf. Do you want to see a really mediocre? No. He's getting a little better.
We want a good one. We want our audience to get some free advice from the pro.
Well, I'm not dressed for it, right? So
Okay.
that's about all I've got right there.
Good job. Great job,
We're in the
Eric.
studio. We're going to have to go outside.
We will. We are back on Montrose Matters, and in studio we have Eric and Beth Feely from the Bridges and Remington's Restaurant. Eric, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of free training
For a
here.
stiff golf swing, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to try that on the course here soon.
Good.
Well, speaking of, let's talk about that golf course. Not only is it beautiful, it is very popular, and I am curious about the feedback you all get from the community of avid golfers who play that.
Yeah, the Bridges is, like we talked about it being a necklace design, the Bridges, I mean, everybody will tell you in the community, it's the hardest course in the community as well. So that's a good and bad thing, honestly. I mean, there's times we wish it was easier, especially for the ladies. It's a challenge.
There are times I wish it was easier too, because I have played.
It's not easy, but we did actually, on a side note, we did do something last fall where we put some more forward tees for the ladies, so we're working to improve that, but and make it more playable for more people and eliminating some rough and stuff. But it is a fabulous golf course, and anybody that plays it just is kind of like, wow, this is a great track. So we're fortunate to have it in Montrose, and it helps build our players. I mean, look at our high school golf team. We have a state championship high
I
school
know,
team.
awesome.
And I think them being able to play the Bridges is a big part of that. They're great kids and good players, but getting a challenging golf course to play is helpful, and that's certainly going to help better players. We're seeing more good players, but it's a really good golf course, and people appreciate that.
And so something as good as the Bridges Golf Course, you would assume is extremely expensive. I mean, is it affordable?
Yeah, it is.
It is affordable. They brought the prices down a year and a half ago, and so more people can play. And quite frankly, people that come from out of the community that have never been in Montrose are stunned by the views of the San Juan Mountains when they're golfing. It's amazing.
I was impressed, and I thought the price was extremely competitive, and that was before I even played it. I thought it was a good price, and after, you're right, with the level of difficulty and just the beauty and the design and so forth, I definitely feel as if I, got more than what I paid for.
Well, that's something we worked hard on, I think. Even if we may be the little bit higher price course in town, we try to do a lot of programs that bring people into the game, be it our player development Wild Wednesday, which is the gals class where we get out, have a good time and have a cocktail and do a series of lessons throughout the summer. We're doing it for 4 or 5 months now because the demand's there. Then we do guys Thursday. We're getting 20 per class every week, and that's been huge. Todd
So
Schiffer.
guys Thursday and Wild Wednesday. I'm really liking the wild part of Wednesdays.
We never came up with a very good idea. We need a better name for the guys thing. But it's good. Todd Schifferman is our head professional, and we've got good programs there. Brandon Bigman's our assistant. We've got a really good junior camp that just keeps getting better every year. And so they're open to members and the public, and these development programs are to get new people, hopefully new members. And we've got some aggressive membership programs going on too. So we try to hit everybody in the community. It's not just the most expensive place, because there's a lot of ways to get to the Bridges and have affordable golf experience.
Yeah. Wild Wednesdays is wonderful. A lot of the ladies will have wine while they're having their hour and a half lesson, and then they go to the patio where they can still view the San Juan Mountains and have more wine and an appetizer with their husbands. So it works
It's
out.
actually been great.
I don't know any ladies who would be interested in that at all. So tell me this, as we wrap up, it's just been so much fun. I know you both personally, and I know how much you love Montrose, but tell Montrose how much you love Montrose.
That was a big part. Go ahead, Beth.
Yeah. Having been born here and having family here, I was so thrilled to be back in Montrose. We've been trying to get back to Montrose for a long time, and we love this community. It's just so friendly. Everybody is so welcoming, and we just love Montrose. Yeah.
Well, we are very lucky to have the Feelys and the Bridges and Remingtons and all the real estate that you're selling. So if you're outside of Montrose, come on down. We've got room for you. Eric and Beth, we cannot thank you enough for what you do for Montrose, what you do for the community here as a whole, and just for your time in coming into studio. So thank you so much to the Feelys, to the Bridges and Remingtons, and again, we want to thank DMEA and Elevate Fiber for sponsoring Montrose Matters. Please be sure to tune in next week.